This episode is brought to you by Amazon. The holidays are here, and you know what that means? It's time to get your friends and family the gifts they deserve. Take the stress out of shopping with Amazon's great deals and low prices on a huge range of items from toys to tech and much more. Whoever you're gifting for, Amazon has great prices on everything you need this holiday season. Shop Black Friday week starting November 21st.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/campaign to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
This episode is sponsored by Zoe.
Hello, everyone. Please, if you are listening to the show and you have not followed, please hit the follow button at the top of the page now.
25% of you are already following this show, and it makes such a huge difference to an independent pod like ours. So please, wherever you're listening, hit that follow button now.
And also, if you want more from us, please come over to our subscription on Apple Podcasts to get this show and Self Care Club ad-free.
So you know it's a really good thing there isn't HR here, because we've all crossed that line.
I have never said the words nipple tassels so many times to a guy who is really high up
At Apple.
at Apple. Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Apple.
And I literally just put Lauren kiss, sent it to you, and then went, oh, I've just sent him a kiss. Never mind, it's done now. And I thought, I'm just not going to think about that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 40ish. I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Lauren Mishcon.
This is the podcast that navigates the challenges and absurdities of 40-something life, and we try and solve all of your dilemmas.
How are you this week?
There's a lot of brain fog going on.
Okay.
Today, I did something really, really special.
Mm-hmm.
Made myself my morning cup of coffee, which is the first thing I do when I come downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And once I could hear it zzz coming out the coffee, I turned around to pick up my cup. I hadn't actually put a cup underneath the spout.
Oh, good one. So
it was
just let it piss all over the counter in the
free-flowing coffee.
Brilliant.
And I said to my 13-year-old, oh, that was special. And she just grunted at me as if it was totally normal for me to, like, no cup.
That is quite special. Yeah.
And also yesterday, we did a silent retreat.
We did.
And so I wasn't allowed to talk to you all day.
Nope.
It was hard, actually.
It's really hard.
And there was one thing that I wanted to ask you all day.
Oh, yeah.
Because my brain fog was so bad.
Yeah.
And I had to just sit with myself and my brain fog all day. And whilst my playmate was just there and I could have just asked you and I couldn't.
I couldn't
and
even
you know
go
what?
near you.
No, we couldn't look at each other.
No.
But you know the one thing I wanted to ask you?
Was?
I could not remember the name Willy Wonka.
And that was how you went through the silent retreat.
I am not kidding, right? It took up the majority of the day in my head because you are only left to your own thoughts.
Yes.
You are literally on your own all day.
In your own head.
You are only keeping yourself company. There was no phones. There was nothing to read.
No.
There was no distraction.
No.
And during lunch, there was a photo up on her wall and I was just looking at it. And there was a character that looked like Willy Wonka.
Yes.
For the life of me, that name left my mind. It just left. That is such classic brain fog. And I was going, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Johnny Depp played him. Gene Wilder played him. I went through the songs. I went through the characters.
When did you get there with the name? When did it come back to you?
9 p.m. last night
No.
when I Googled it.
Oh my God.
The only thing I could think of was Hans Christian Andersen. No, it's not Hans. And I was convinced it started with an H, which it doesn't.
No. Wow.
And I knew you'd know.
I would have known.
And then I was thinking, like, what's the question? What's the name of the guy in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that owns the factory?
That is really amazing.
Willy fucking Wonka.
I saw you looking at that picture.
Thinking, did you know that I had chronic brain fog?
No, I
in that
didn't,
moment?
because I'd got excited 5 minutes before because it was lunchtime, silent lunchtime, and I got excited because I could read the back of my like Marmite corn snacks. It was like something to read. It was like something to engage the brain in, and that was like an exciting 45 seconds for me in that day. That's how silent it was.
I love a Marmite corn snack.
Fucking
can I just
hell,
say
they were delicious.
They are delicious.
But I had such the fear because we had to eat in silence for a full hour. I had such the fear they were really smelly because when Josh eats them in the car and then I get in the car later, I'm like, oh my God, these fucking corn snacks, they smell of farts. Basically, they taste amazing. I thought, oh no, they're going to be so smelly and everyone in the room is going to hate me. But they can't say they hate me because it's a silent retreat.
I think hate is a bit strong. Don't you?
Strong resentment.
I didn't smell a thing.
Thank God.
And then I came and sat next to you at one point, and
Just
then
to piss me off.
We got really giggly, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then you walked away.
I think I gave you a double thumbs up.
No, you did. No,
I did give you a double thumbs up.
no, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I missed it.
You didn't because you laughed.
Anyway, if you want to hear more about our silent retreat, it's sitting on our self-care club library, where we actually interview the facilitator, who was one of the best facilitators we've ever worked with. So don't miss that. And it is full of laughs and it's full of information and it's a really great episode.
It was a good episode. Anyway,
how are you?
how am I?
How are you? Yeah, how are you, Lauren? Oh, she's shutting her eyes. If you're listening to this
How
on audio.
am I?
Okay.
Well,
Can I tell you how you are?
can you tell me how I... Go on, give it a go.
No, well, you know what? I'll tell you how you were on Thursday.
Okay.
And it's currently Monday.
Yeah.
You were like, I don't know what stick you had up your ass, but oh my God, you were terrifying.
We had a business lunch on Thursday, didn't we?
We did have yes, we did have a business lunch, but they're kind of our friends as well.
Yeah, but effectively it was business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we came home on the drive home and you were like, you were really scary and okay, you were quite aggressive.
Hi.
A little, and you were telling me the story and your opinion on something, and I didn't actually agree with it. And I thought, is this a good time to tell her I don't agree with it? And then I sort of like tried to step in very slowly to say, well, have you ever thought of? And you're like, no, I don't care. I'm done. I'm not having it. No, that. And then the next day I said to you, what's going on? What do you mean? You said, what do you mean? I said, you are like really scary and really on edge and there's something going on. And you were like, I am fine. And then you tell me on the walk down to the studio that you got your period on Friday.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense. But no acknowledgement of, oh, perhaps I was a bit stroppy.
No insight whatsoever. Also believe I said to you on Thursday before I left, I'm supposed to be having my hair cut on Saturday, but I don't really want to have it cut. Shall I have it cut? Shall I not have it cut? And you were like, I don't want to answer. I'm too scared to answer the question. And I was like, just answer the question because, you're the one who did the hairdressing. So shall I cut it or not? And you were like, well, you could leave it 2 weeks.
No, because
then it would need cutting anyway.
No, I said to you, if you leave it, how long are you going to leave it for? And you said, I don't know, a couple of weeks. I said, oh, if you're going to leave it a couple of weeks, then yeah. All right, well, if I'm going to leave it a couple of weeks, I might as well just get it cut.
Well, that was an error, Nicole. It was an error. It was an error. Because I went to the hairdresser. He's Turkish Cypriot. He's very difficult to understand unless you are tuning into him. It's a little bit like translating. You have to tune in, get into the mode, and then you understand him.
And if you've just got your period, that is a very hard thing to do.
If you've just got your period, you're hemorrhaging to death in the chair and you're reading an article in Vogue about shoes, then you don't really pay attention. And then you turn around and all of your hair's on the floor. But it's too late by then because you can't stick it back on. So, as I've told you, I'm just wearing a bun until March.
As my dad says, no matter what happens in the world, hair will never stop growing.
That's what my mother said. She's like, it'll grow. I'm like, I know it'll grow, which is why it's fine.
But what was funny is when we walked into the studio, I said to you, what's going on with the hair?
Yeah.
And you were like...
Not talking about it.
I'm not talking about it. And I said, well, I don't know what's going on with it. But you said, it's going to stay like this for 3 months. And I said, I don't think I can look at this for 3 months. It's not working for me. You look like a 1980s mum.
I mean, I kind of like that.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Then James opened the door and he was like, oh, digging the hair.
Have you just been to a wedding?
Yeah.
Have you just had it done?
Yeah.
I was like,
he was
no.
like, on and on, as if...
He's like, I feel like you've just been somewhere and you've like specially been to have it done. I was like, no, what happened was I had a bath this morning and thought, can't be fucked to dry my hair. I'll stick it on top of my head and stuck some pins in it, and that's what happened. But thanks, James, and no thanks to you.
But like, who are you going to trust? James, who has no hair.
He also doesn't have any hair.
Or the woman who had 30 years experience in hair. So I think what needs to happen is, if you want my opinion, which I know you don't.
Yeah.
Do you want my opinion? We need to take it down. You need to wash it. And then I'll blow dry it for you. How often do I offer that?
Like once a year.
Right. When we're doing a photo shoot.
Yeah.
So, because it's going to be better. Just telling you. Okay? And no, I would not have told you that on Thursday.
You wouldn't have fucking dared. Just before we dive into your dilemmas, a quick disclaimer. We're not doctors or health professionals, are we?
Well, no, we're just two very middle-aged women who have a lot of opinions about a lot of things.
That's right. So if there is an issue that you're seriously struggling with, please contact a qualified expert. Here's our first question, and there's a theme today.
Oh.
The theme is work. Work issues, work problems.
Got it.
Dear Lauren and Nicole, I don't know if this is brain fog, but I am 47 and I seem to be putting my foot in it at the moment at work. I'm a senior digital manager in adult social care. Okay.
A senior
digital manager in adult social care.
I don't know what any of that means. Senior digital manager.
Yeah.
So she works in an online space.
I don't know.
What was the next bit?
in adult social care. It's not really relevant, by the way, to the story.
Okay.
It's just her job title.
All right. Okay. Things are taking a lot longer to process these days.
Last week, my boss, who is a divorced single man around the same age as me, went on a visit with a few other colleagues to one of our vulnerable adult daycare facilities. They did some outdoor games with the residents, and apparently he was surprisingly good at basketball. The next day, I found myself at the Nespresso machine with him, and just to make polite conversation, I blurted out, I hear you're a bit of a goer. He looked a little shocked.
Is it her boss, did she say?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mumbled something about basketball, but then I walked off as quickly as I could. This week, I fired...
Oh no, it doesn't stop there.
This week, I fired off an email to him in a hurry just before I was leaving for the day, and I signed it off with a kiss after my name. I realised
That is cringe.
I realised a second after I had pushed the button, but obviously it was too late.
Yeah.
I think it's even weirder to address it than to ignore it.
Yep.
So I think I'm going to have to keep a very low profile before he either asks me out or reports me to HR. Oh dear.
You did this the other day. Who were you emailing?
Who was I emailing?
It was someone very corporate-y.
And I literally just put Lauren kiss and sent it to you and then went, oh, I've just sent him a kiss. Never mind, it's done now. And I thought I'm just not going to think about that because there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. I've sent the kiss is done. He's going to receive it. And
The kiss is out there.
It's
the
out
kiss
there.
is out
Who
there.
even was it? Was it some guy who was dealing with a sponsorship? Was it him who we've never met? Was it him? It was him.
It was Sam from Zoe.
We've never met him.
Well, we've met him on Teams, on
Not
a Teams
really
call.
the same thing. Also, not my friend. Also, not my lover. Also, not my husband. Also, not anyone I would kiss in real life. But at least he's not my boss. She's done it to her boss. Oh,
He's
dear.
very nice, Sam, though,
I mean,
over at Zoe.
he is a delight,
He really is. So I reckon it would actually be okay to say, oops, but
No, it's as she says, it's much weirder to send another email going, I sent a kiss. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to send the kiss. That was accidental because I don't want to kiss you. Like, what are you supposed to say? I'm sorry, I've got some brain fog. I kissed you when I didn't, like...
You know, this is where it becomes a gender thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because she could totally say to another woman, Oh my God, I've got terrible brain fog. I really didn't mean to send you. I know it has a different connotation with woman on woman or man on woman.
Yeah.
But a woman would just totally get it.
Yeah.
Or if you did something stupid or you said something stupid from a place of brain fog, a woman would be very forgiving. But a man, he just looks at you like you're some weird hysterical woman.
I think it's kind of okay this way round. But like if Sam had sent me a kiss, I'd probably, you know what? I wouldn't think much of it. I'd probably just think in my own head, what a friendly guy.
I would think he was young.
No, because I think the younger they are, the woker they are. Like they won't even assume our gender, even if they see us on a Teams call.
Well, they would if they say she. Oh, and that's another thing you did with Sam.
Oh, I assumed Sam was a woman.
The first thing you said to him to talk about the sponsorship, which is now currently live.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have messed it up too much. The first thing you said to him was, I don't know why, Sam, I assumed you were a woman. She hadn't even said hello.
I assumed you were, like this bearded man came and I was like, I just assumed you were a Samantha. And you said to me, that's so weird because so did I.
We hadn't even said hello.
I know, poor guy. Why?
And now you're sending him kisses.
But why did I assume he was a woman? He said Sam. I don't know why. Weird.
He didn't have his pronouns on his email sign-off. It's his fault.
Yeah, it's his fault for not being woke enough.
He didn't care. He
Nah,
didn't care.
he really didn't care. And you know what?
I don't think he cares about the kiss. Should we ask him?
No, can we not ask him unless you no longer want to be sponsored by Zoe?
I very much want to be Zoe.
Okay. What advice do you have for this lady who's now told her boss?
Do you think that she might have a little bit of a mild crush on him? And that is why she might be saying silly things.
Well, she doesn't say in her message. She says he is a divorced man of the same age, but
she doesn't say
her marital status. No.
So my feeling is she might have a little bit of a slight crush. But even if
it's subconscious.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that might be why she is, I hear you're a bit of a goer, and then sticking kisses on and then getting really embarrassed about it. Because if there's no skin in the game, right? If you don't fancy someone at all, you could then say, I can't believe I just said that. I'm so sorry.
But there is that line between the embarrassment of acknowledging or just letting it pass by.
I think because he's her boss, she's going to have to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
As well as the kiss.
Yeah.
And I would also maybe steer clear.
I was going to say the opposite. I was going to say if she is single and maybe if subconsciously
she can't date her
she
boss.
likes him,
she
then
can't date her
just
boss.
see what happens at the Christmas party.
I mean,
would you send him a kiss on an email?
It would be
asking
really,
for a friend.
really inappropriate. And if I did, I would feel really mortified.
Would you?
Yes.
The only man I don't mind sending kisses to on an email is James.
Oh, James.
In fact, we always send him a kiss on email. In fact, here's a little inside podcasting tidbit for you. I
don't know what she's about to say.
You do know. When we book the studio, we book it online on an app and we have to fill in like our names and our phone number and what show we're recording. And
details.
Yeah, details of the show. And then at the end it says...
It's a booking form.
And then at the end it says notes. And...
Like, as in anything else you would like to add?
Like... We are having a guest in to talk about corporate finance, but we always put love you, James, or like miss you, or
we miss you and love you, James. Or if we've really pissed him off that week, we'd like put loads of kisses and hugs. Can't wait to hug you. Like, we really.
But the thing is, James is not always the person that opens the booking form. Sometimes it's other people that work in the studio. And I think that one day, one of them who asked him, this guy who works for James, he's like, I don't mean to be funny, but like, why do they always say, what the fuck is going on with you and these two women?
And he said, I've noticed that when you email Nicole the files, you always say love and hugs. Why are the files called love and hugs? But the only reason the files are called love and hugs is because I told him I wasn't getting enough love from him.
Yeah. Yup. So it's a really good thing there isn't HR here because we've all crossed that line.
Anyway, I would say to her, I really feel you. I really feel you. And I think that you should just avoid him and stop speaking when he is around, because my feeling is you actually fancy him and you don't realise it.
Okay. I mean, that is a hot take.
Is it?
Yeah. I think so.
A hot take.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Let's go to
Never
a break.
heard you say that. Yeah, let's go to a break, then we can unpick that.
This time of year, a good hoodie is absolutely essential. But these days, it's tough to find one that will last through the season. That's why the American Giant Classic Full Zip Hoodie is made to last a lifetime. So you can count on it to bring you comfort and warmth year after year. Slate Magazine called it the greatest hoodie ever made. And from cotton to zipper, it's made right here in the USA. It's crafted with timeless style, heavyweight fleece, a double-lined hood, and reinforced elbow patches, which means this hoodie can withstand any outing or adventure. It'll be your new favorite hoodie, and you can depend on it for years to come. Plus, buying from American Giant means supporting local communities of farmers, manufacturers, and more. This season, snag the hoodie that will bring you comfort for life, the American Giant Classic Full Zip, and save 20% off your first order at american-giant.com when you use code CLASSIC24 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order at american-giant.com. Code CLASSIC24.
All right. So, well, now that we're on the subject of work,
Which we do seem to be this week.
something really mortifying happened to me this week that was work related.
But I'm the only thing that's work related to you. So
No,
what's
you're
happened?
not. No, I speak to other people.
What are you talking about? You speak to other people in your other job, in your other secret job.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not my other secret job, but there are other elements to the job that you just sort of, what's the saying, cock a deafin on. You just pretend doesn't exist, but it does exist.
Techie shit.
Which is all the techie shit, which,
Yeah.
by the way...
I know it does exist, but I also just like to be an ostrich about that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You couldn't with that hair, could you?
It would stick straight up out of the sand, wouldn't it? I wouldn't be in camouflage. You'd still spot me in the desert.
Anyway,
Yeah.
there was a glitch on Apple Podcasts,
Yeah.
and one of our shows wasn't uploading, and it kept uploading, and then they kept deleting
Yes.
it, and this was about 3 weeks ago.
It was my fault, by the way, because I changed the title.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we don't need to get into the technicalities.
But it was my fault.
But there's Apple are very supportive of our show, and they're very supportive of us, and they're always on hand to help us, we are hugely appreciative. And there is a guy there called Cal, and he's part of the editorial and partnerships team. I emailed him to say, oh, look, there's a glitch. I don't know what's happening. So he goes, oh, well, can you email me the name of the title of the show and the date that it was released and what's happening,
Yeah.
so I can send it over to operations. So I said, yeah, the title of the show is called Nipple Tassels.
Yeah.
It's called Nipple Tassels and blah, blah, blah. And I gave him all the rest of the details.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he writes back and he goes, oh, I can see, right, Nipple Tassels hasn't been uploaded and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, there were a lot of emails backwards and forwards about, we just basically called it, the file was called Nipple Tassels.
Yes.
Which is unfortunate.
Well, yes.
Anyway, it wasn't fixing itself. So he said, are you free for a call later today? So I said, sure. So he called me later and he said, right, what I need to do is just go through the library and just check that everything's uploaded your end and blah, blah, blah. So we had to go through everything. And basically we went through all the titles. One was called Pubic Hair and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
One was called
Trapeze Sex with Zac Efron.
Trapeze Sex with Zac Efron.
Yeah.
One was called Nipple Tassels.
Yes.
One was called, what else is there?
They're all rude, basically.
I have never said the words nipple tassels so many times to a guy who is really high up
At Apple.
At Apple. Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Apple.
Yeah.
Apple.
Yeah.
Then I actually had to say to him, Cal, I am so mortified that I have to keep using the words nipple tassels
Yeah.
to you. And he just burst out laughing and he goes, I love my job. It was so mortifying because if I'm going to have a serious phone call about technical stuff with Apple and the operations team and the partnerships team, do I need to be saying the words pubic hair and nipple tassels?
But I tell you what, I reckon the next time you email him, you could totally put a kiss at the end and it'll be fine. Here is our next question. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hi. I've got a question about women supporting women at work. Okay. I mean, I think you've been very supportive of my mum buns today. I'd just like to say.
Trust me, that is me being supportive. I'm doing what's best for you. Sometimes support looks different.
I am 40 and for the last 10 years have slowly changed my career and studied to gain new qualifications in a new area for me. I love it.
Great. Good for you.
But, it's in capital letters, but at work, there's a woman in a senior role who just won't acknowledge the work I've put in and the knowledge and experience I've gained over the last 10 years. She will never, in capital letters, give a compliment, has nothing nice to say about anyone, and doesn't want change in any way at work because, in inverted commas, we've always done it in that way.
Oh, she's that person.
The worst part is that she's in a relationship with the head boss and has his ear on anything.
Oh.
Every time I speak to her, I try to stay calm and zen, but she is driving me crazy. She lives rent-free in my head and causes me to feel a real sense of imposter syndrome. Yeah, I get that. Should I speak to the boss who she's in a relationship with? Should I just leave, even though I love everyone else there? Or should I just suck it up and learn to push her from my mind? Thank you. Oh, I mean, I don't like any of those options.
Me either. I'm so pleased you said that. We're not going to go with any of the options, are we?
No.
We're going to find our own option.
She can't really speak to the boss.
Definitely
Hi,
not.
Boss who pays my wages. The woman you're fucking is an asshole. No. Should she leave? No.
Kiss.
Kiss. Why should you leave your job?
Definitely you are not leaving your job. No.
Should you suck it up and push her from your mind? No. Why should you suck it up? You've got to go into this office every day. Well, at least 4 days because we all know we work from home on Fridays. But, no. No, and no.
No, yes. Yes to you.
What the
yes
hell
to you.
should she do?
Right. Firstly, you have got, whatever you say to the boss is not going to change her attitude towards you. So the only thing that you are I'm going to be a real coach here.
Go on.
The only thing that you are in control of is how you react and respond to this woman. You cannot change this woman. Don't even bother trying. Whether you are so right and she is so wrong, it is not going to change. But the only thing that will change it is how you react and how you absorb what she is giving you.
I like that.
So basically, what I'm saying is you need to accept she is who she is, and you need to find a way, whether it's through meditation or talking it out and finding a different perspective on it so that it doesn't eat you up. Because why is this woman holding so much power over your thoughts and feelings? Why? What makes her so fabulous?
Yeah, that is a very good point.
Thanks.
I would also make some practical tips. And I know we have a lot of jokes about HR, but do you have HR? And if so, maybe you should actually go and speak to them about it because it is their actual job. And
that's interesting that she didn't say about HR, did she?
Maybe
said,
it's a small company. I don't know. She didn't. But that is their job. They're peopling the people. So maybe go and speak to them. And I would also start a private list document where every time something happens that undermines you or isn't correct, and it can't be like an emotion, it can't be personal and emotional. It has to be factual work stuff. Jot that down, the date, the time and what happened, and keep that list so that if anything comes to a head or this woman tries to boot you out or you really do need to confront it, you have got a factual document of everything that's happened.
I think that is such solid advice. Because if she's bullying her, which I know she hasn't used that word at all, but it kind of...
She's undermining her by the sounds of it.
Yeah, she is undermining her, but she's also allowing her to.
Yeah, but it sounds to me like she feels quite powerless.
But she isn't.
No,
she absolutely isn't powerless. And that doesn't mean that you have to always speak up, but it's just how you respond to it and how you think about it and how you allow her to consume your thoughts. That's got to stop. Because actually, if you believe you are doing a good job and you are doing everything you can, then this woman's thoughts on her shouldn't even come into it.
And she spent 10 years gaining knowledge and experience and doing this job. She deserves to enjoy it and work hard and reap the benefits, not be there worrying every day about this other woman.
Also, there is something else she might be able to do. She might be able to speak to her directly.
Yeah, I mean, you say that and I feel uncomfortable for her because she sounds like a bit of a difficult cow.
It's an option.
Yeah.
But you would have to get yourself really together on that.
And also, like, I understand what she's saying. This woman is sleeping with the boss, so she feels like she has to be permanently on side and in her good books, because otherwise it gets whispered up. So she is in a tricky situation there.
Which is why really she needs to work on how she responds to
Yes.
it more than anything. And I really like the idea of the document, just putting everything down on paper.
There you go. We've given emotional and practical advice there. Well done, us.
Which is so you and me.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah. The best of both of us.
Wonderful. We can't top it. Let's end the show there.
Thank you so much for listening. If you want to be in touch, which we want you to be in touch, don't we?
We do.
We want your dilemmas. We want to hear your rants, your thoughts, your feelings, anything you're struggling with.
And currently, we're looking for your Christmas dilemmas, rants, and stories, because there is so much middle-aged juice around Christmas time, and we want to hear it.
Yeah, we really do, because we're going to be doing a few Christmas shows
We
in
are.
December. So the email address is
You can email us at hello@40ish.co.uk, or you can hit us up on the DMs.
Yeah.
Or even message us on TikTok, but I don't know how to
Don't
read
message
messages.
us on TikTok.
No, I don't.
You know what you can also do now
What?
is message us on LinkedIn.
Yeah. You can, don't say link, because that's
Connect.
means something else.
Connect.
Connect. You can't say link. 'Cause
No,
that's
no.
what the teenagers say.
No.
That's a sex thing.
Well, it's not a sex thing.
What is it?
It's
Is it
like-
more like a snogging?
It's like they might be chatting thing.
Oh.
They're linking. If they're
Oh,
linking.
I thought definitely at least breast groping was involved with linking.
Well, my
No.
12-year-old, when she was 12, she used to say it. So it's
Oh,
definitely
so
not that.
definitely not. No.
Definitely
not. Just chatting. Getting to know each other.
Anyway,
Yeah. Don't link with us, no. You can connect with us on LinkedIn in a very appropriate business way.
yeah, not
Yeah.
with a kiss
No
at the end.
kisses.
And we will be back next week with a brand new show.
Bye-bye.
Did you know that the most prolific serial killer in modern history was born in Britain? Were you aware that nearly 2 murders happen every day in the UK? My name's Stuart Blues, and I'm the host of British Murders, a true crime podcast focusing exclusively on British murder cases and serial killers. Every Thursday, I tell the detailed story of a British murder case within the bite-sized time frame of 15 to 30 minutes. That's British Murders, available to stream on your favourite podcast platform now.